Well, good morning everybody. This is Capri in Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward, and today is part 8 of my beginner series, and we're going to go ahead and talk about starting in on your crafting and gathering. One of the most common questions that any new player has is getting started in this area, and they want to know the best way to level their crafting and gathering. And the best advice that I've ever heard is that the first step to crafting and gathering is to get all of your crafters up to level 15. The primary reason for this is that at level 15, this is when crafters get their first tier of cross-class abilities. These cross-class abilities make it easier for you, and even actually most of the time possible for you, to make high-quality items. Being able to make high-quality items is huge when you're leveling and trying to level quickly because of the high-quality turn-ins giving you double the experience, as well as a majority of your quests require a high-quality product. Getting to level 15 on a crafter is actually pretty fast and easy. First off, do your class quest, your level 1 class quest, and then until level 5, just keep on making that first refined item. So for instance, here with Weaver, I'm spamming out the hempen yarns until I hit level 5. Also keep in mind that everything that you need at this point can be purchased from your guild vendor. After completing your level 5 class quest, go ahead and start going through and making every item that's in your crafting log. And don't forget to do your level 10 class quest. To increase your experience per hour rate, don't forget to use a buff food. You can always go to any of the starter cities marketplaces to a food vendor and buy Fermenti, or if you have leveled a botanist or you're in Limso Lominsa near the Culinarian's Guild vendor, you can always buy an ingredient, and ingredients also count towards the 3% experience gain. Not all of them, but stuff like grapes and apples, they have the experience bonus. This is also a great time for you to start spamming out any crafting and gathering gear that you'll need as you level everything up to level 15, which is what I did with Weaver. You can, of course, go through and make one set of gear for every level bracket and do just fine. However, I'm making multiple sets of gear, that way I can keep on spirit bonding, because from levels 5 to 15, that's the fastest gear to spirit bond. And then a lot of new players also have the question of which one is the best to level first and everything like that to optimize your leveling route or whatever you want to call it. And to be honest, in the first 15 levels, it really doesn't matter. Just start with the one that you're most excited to try. And if you don't really care about which one you want to start with, then, start with one city and go city by city and level all the Disciples of the Hand and Land up to 15 and then go to the next city. In this video, I decided to start with Ulda, and I started with Weaver because that's the class that makes a majority of the low-leveled crafting and gathering gear. After that, Goldsmith, which also makes a bunch of leveling crafting and gathering gear, and then I just threw in Alchemist after that. Going through and leveling city by city minimizes the time that you spend running around. And then in this video, I wasn't aiming for level 15. I was actually aiming to show you guys the difference in levels between going through and crafting one of every single item and going through and crafting sets of gear. So with Weaver, when I spammed out a bunch of sets of gear for crafting and gathering, I was only able to make it to level 8 before the 30-minute timer went off. And then with Goldsmith and Alchemist, I went through and made 1 or 2 of every single item, and then with additional refined materials, I made 5 of those, which put both of those, Goldsmith and Alchemist, at level 11 in that 30-minute time. So now let's go ahead and talk about leveling your gathering. As before, go ahead and put your priority on doing your class quests. As you complete your class quests, anytime you come across a node, discover everything on that node. And in between your class quests and discovering everything on a node, go ahead and farm shards. You can also fill in the gaps with leaves, but I decided not to burn any leaves. And I also did this for 30 minutes as well. And with both mining and botany, 30 minutes got me to level 7. Yeah, there's really not much to say about gathering at this point. No worries though, I have plenty of videos planned out for leveling all of these professions in more detail, but I hope this helped you get started. Alright everybody, I would like to thank you all for watching my video, and a big thank you to everybody who's been watching, liking, and commenting on my beginner series. You guys have really given me the motivation to keep going. And I will talk to you later. Happy leveling! Sorry, it's 11 o'clock at night, so I don't have kids to yell happy leveling as well. Good night!